is to avoid a March 4th government shutdown. That's good. But it's only a 2-week stopgap budget deal that only includes $4 billion in cuts. So what about tackling our national debt? Because it is growing. Well, Republican Senator Mike Lee from Utah isn't giving up. He wants to make sure that Congress can't raise the debt ceiling without balancing the budget first. And look at that. He's live from D.C. Good morning to you, Senator.
Morning.
Okay, so this past week you proposed a balanced budget amendment. What would your bill do?
Well, my balanced budget amendment proposal, known as the Lee-Kyle proposal, would tell Congress that it has to balance its budget each year and that it may not raise taxes, raise the debt ceiling, or spend more than 18% in any given year without both houses of Congress first voting by a 2/3 supermajority margin to get around that, to approve it.
Okay. Meanwhile, you've also got the Hatch-Cornyn budget balanced budget amendment proposal. They've got theirs, and what they're doing, you said your ceiling is at 18%. Theirs is a little higher at 20%, right?
That's correct. That's correct. That's one major difference. The other major difference, I think the principal difference, is that mine can't be circumvented without a 2/3 supermajority vote in both houses. Under a number of circumstances, the Hatch-Cornyn provision could be circumvented by a simple majority.
Okay. Now, and we should point out, well, you're talking about 18%, they're talking about 20%. Right now, by practice, the federal government is spending about 25% of the GDP on these government programs, and you just say that that is completely unsustainable.
Yes, it's unsustainable, and it's also way out of whack with what the practice has been over the last 40 years, which puts us between 18 and 19% of GDP.
Okay.
We need a federal government that's not so big and so expensive.
Sure. Pardon me, Senator. So the key is getting it passed. You've got the two versions. How many Republicans have you signed on so far?
Well, in my provision, I think we've got about 18 or 19 co-sponsors. The Hatch-Cornyn provision has a few more than that. We'll continue to discuss this within the Republican caucus, and then we'll move forward from there.
Okay. Is there any possibility that your proposal might get merged with their proposal before it's all done?
I suspect that at some point the Republican caucus will get behind one provision, one proposal or the other, or perhaps some merger of the two, and I think that'll happen soon.
Are there any Democrats who will support this?
Yeah, I think they will, because the American people are overwhelmingly behind the idea of putting Congress in an economic straitjacket. Look, Congress has proven to be a poor steward over our nation's money, and it's proven not to be willing to make the tough choices. And the people are standing up and they're demanding that Congress put itself in this kind of straitjacket.
I think you're right about that. All right, Senator Mike Lee from Utah, thank you very much for joining us live today.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, Brian and Gretch.
That's a happy first-year senator. All right, it's 18 minutes after the hour. One unhappy couple suing